The house stood quietly at the edge of a small town. It was not a new house, but it was strong and well built. The walls were light brown, and the roof showed signs of age. Behind the house was a large backyard. The yard was wide and mostly empty, except for one huge tree standing in the center. The tree was tall and thick, with long branches that blocked much of the sunlight. Many people said the tree had been there for more than 50 years. The homeowner was a man named Adam. He was in his late 30s and lived alone. He had moved into the house 1 year ago after leaving the city. Adam wanted a quiet life. He worked from home and enjoyed simple days with little noise. When he first bought the house, he liked the tree. It made the yard feel calm and safe. Birds often sat on its branches, and in the evening, the shadow of the tree covered most of the ground. Over time, the tree became a problem. Its roots spread everywhere under the ground. They pushed up the stone path that led to the back door. One root cracked a small pipe, causing water to leak into the soil. Adam tried to fix the damage, but every repair felt temporary. The roots kept growing. Adam struggled with the decision for many weeks. He did not like the idea of removing the tree. It felt wrong to destroy something so old. But the damage was getting worse. One morning, after finding another crack near the house wall, Adam finally made his choice. He called a local company that removed trees and handled deep roots. The workers arrived 2 days later. The sun was still low in the sky when their truck stopped in front of the house. 3 men stepped out. The first was Rafi, a middle-aged man with a calm voice and steady movements. He seemed to be the leader. The second was Ben, tall and strong, with few words and serious eyes. The third was Leo, younger than the others, with energy and curiosity in his face. Adam greeted them and showed them the backyard. Rafi walked around the tree, touching the bark and looking up at the branches. He nodded slowly and said the tree would take time to remove. Ben and Leo prepared their tools. Adam stood near the back door, watching quietly. The work began with loud sounds. The machine cut into the trunk, and pieces of wood fell to the ground. The tree shook slightly with each cut. Birds flew away, and the yard felt different. Adam felt a heavy feeling in his chest. He reminded himself that this was necessary. After a long time, the tree finally fell. The ground shook as it hit the earth. Dust rose into the air, and the workers stepped back. The giant tree that once stood proudly was now lying on the ground. Adam looked away for a moment. He felt both relief and sadness. The next step was removing the roots. This was the hardest part. The roots were thick and deep, twisting under the soil like ropes. Ben used a shovel while Leo helped clear the dirt. Rafi watched carefully, guiding them. Suddenly, Ben stopped. His shovel had hit something hard. It made a strange sound, not like stone and not like wood from the tree. Everyone paused. Rafi told Ben to dig slower. Leo knelt down and brushed away the dirt with his hands. A flat wooden surface appeared. It was smooth but very old. The wood was dark and worn, with lines carved into it by time. It did not look like part of the tree. It looked like something placed there on purpose. Adam walked closer, his heart beating faster. He asked what it was. Rafi did not answer right away. He bent down and touched the wood. He said it looked like a cover or a lid. The words made the air feel heavy. They cleared more dirt around it. The shape became clearer. It was a large wooden box, buried deep under the roots of the tree. The tree must have grown over it many years ago, hiding it completely. The box was sealed tight and covered in soil. No one spoke for several moments. The backyard felt silent, as if the ground itself was holding its breath. Adam felt a strange mix of fear and curiosity. He never imagined something like this could be under his yard. Leo broke the silence by saying the box looked very old. Ben agreed and said it must have been buried there long ago. Rafi stood up and told Adam that this was not normal. He asked Adam if he knew anything about the history of the house. Adam shook his head. He said the house had passed through many owners, and he never learned much about its past. Rafi suggested stopping work for the moment. He said it was better to be careful. Adam agreed. He looked at the box again. Questions filled his mind. Who put it there? Why was it hidden under the tree? What was inside? He felt that the house was no longer just a quiet place to live. It had a secret. As the sun moved higher in the sky, Adam knew this discovery was only the beginning. Whatever was buried beneath his backyard had waited for many years to be found. And now, it had finally come to light. The workers stepped away from the hole and cleaned their hands. The wooden box remained half buried in the ground. Adam stood near it, unable to look away. His backyard no longer felt familiar. It felt like a place filled with questions. Rafi suggested covering the box for the moment. He said it was better to rest and think before touching anything. Adam agreed, but his mind would not slow down. He thanked the workers and asked them to return the next morning. They packed their tools and left, leaving Adam alone with the hidden object. That night, Adam could not sleep. He kept thinking about the box. He wondered who placed it there and why. The tree must have grown above it many years ago. That meant the box was old. Very old. Adam tried to tell himself it was nothing important, but his heart said otherwise. In the morning, Adam made tea and sat by the back window. The covered hole was clearly visible. The calm yard he once loved now felt like a place waiting to speak. When the workers arrived again, Adam was ready. Rafi greeted Adam and asked if he wanted to continue. Adam said yes. He wanted answers. Ben and Leo returned to the hole and removed the cover. Sunlight touched the wooden surface again. Rafi examined the box closely. He noticed metal edges on the corners. The wood was thick and strong, even after many years underground. There was no lock, only a simple metal latch covered in dirt. Leo asked if they should open it. Rafi looked at Adam. Adam nodded slowly. His hands were shaking, but he felt sure about his choice. Ben used a small tool to lift the latch. It resisted at first, then opened with a soft sound. The lid was heavy, so all three workers helped lift it. Adam leaned forward, holding his breath. Inside the box were old objects wrapped in cloth. The cloth was faded and fragile. Rafi carefully moved one piece aside. Under it was a small metal case. Next to it were papers tied together with a string. Adam felt confused. He expected something dangerous or valuable, but what he saw felt personal. Like a memory stored away. Rafi handed the papers to Adam. Adam gently untied the string. The papers were letters. The writing was neat but old. The ink had faded, but the words were still clear. Adam began to read. The letters spoke of a man named Omar. He wrote about the house and the tree. He wrote about fear and hope. The letters explained that Omar lived in the house many years ago. He was a quiet man who trusted no one. The letters said Omar hid the box to protect the truth. He believed one day someone kind would find it. Someone patient enough to listen. Adam felt a strange connection to the words. He continued reading. Omar wrote about helping others during difficult times. He wrote about keeping records and proof. The letters did not say exactly what the proof was, but they spoke of fairness and honesty. Leo pointed to the metal case. Rafi opened it carefully. Inside were old photographs and a small book. The photographs showed the house from many years ago. People stood in front of it, smiling. One photo showed a young man standing beside the tree. Adam believed it was Omar. The small book was a journal. Adam opened it slowly. The pages were filled with notes and dates. The journal spoke about land ownership and promises made. It mentioned families who once lived nearby and how Omar helped protect their homes when others tried to take them away unfairly. Adam finally understood. The box was not about money or danger. It was about truth. Omar had hidden proof to protect others. He trusted the future to bring the right person to find it. Rafi nodded as Adam explained what he read. He said Omar must have been a brave man. Ben said the tree was probably planted to hide the box and keep it safe. Leo smiled and said the tree did its job well. Adam felt a deep respect for the past owner. He realized the house was not just a place to live. It was part of a story bigger than himself. They carefully placed everything back into the box. Adam decided to keep it safe inside the house. He thanked the workers and paid them extra for their care and honesty. After they left, Adam sat alone with the box inside his living room. He felt changed. The quiet life he wanted was still possible, but now it had meaning. Adam knew he had a responsibility. Omar trusted the future. Now the future had arrived. Adam spent the rest of the day sitting near the wooden box. He did not rush to open it again. His mind was busy thinking about Omar and the choices he made long ago. The house felt warmer now, as if it remembered its past. That evening, Adam read the letters again, slowly this time. He wanted to understand every word. Omar wrote with care. He described hard times when powerful people tried to take land from families who could not defend themselves. Omar worked quietly, gathering records and notes. He believed that truth should be protected, even if it had to be hidden. Adam felt respect growing inside him. He realized Omar trusted the future more than his own time. That trust now rested in Adam's hands. The next morning, Adam decided to learn more. He went to the town office where old records were kept. The building was small and quiet, filled with shelves of dusty files. A woman named Mira worked there. She greeted Adam kindly and asked how she could help. Adam explained that he found old papers related to his house and nearby land. Mira listened carefully. When Adam mentioned Omar's name, her expression changed slightly. She said the name sounded familiar. Mira searched through old records and found a folder with Omar's name. Inside were notes about land disputes from many years ago. The record showed that several families were saved from losing their homes because of missing proof that later appeared. Omar's name was listed as a witness in many cases. Adam felt a quiet sense of pride. The man who once lived in his house was not famous, but his actions mattered. When Adam returned home, he opened the journal again. He noticed dates and names written in careful order. One page mentioned a meeting that never happened. Another mentioned documents hidden for safety. Adam realized that the box might contain more than memories. It might still matter today. That afternoon, a visitor arrived. It was an elderly man named Yusuf who lived nearby. He had seen the workers earlier and came to ask about the tree. Adam invited him inside and offered tea. As they talked, Adam mentioned the box. Yusuf grew quiet. He said he remembered Omar. He said Omar helped his parents many years ago when they almost lost their land. Yusuf said Omar was a man who believed in doing what was right without seeking praise. Yusuf asked to see the letters. Adam showed him carefully. Yusuf's hands trembled as he read. He said these papers explained many things that were once unclear. He believed the truth was still needed. Yusuf told Adam that some land issues were never fully resolved. Some families still struggled because of missing records. Adam listened closely. He understood now that the box was not only about the past. It was about unfinished work. That night, Adam made a decision. He would not hide the box again. He would protect it and share its truth responsibly. He wanted to honor Omar's trust. Over the next few days, Adam met with local elders and shared copies of the documents. He worked carefully, making sure everything stayed safe. The elders listened with respect. Some recognized names from their own family stories. Slowly, the community began to talk. Not loudly or angrily, but with purpose. Old questions found new answers. The truth that was buried for years started to rise. Adam noticed a change in himself. He felt more connected to the town. He was no longer just a quiet man seeking peace. He was part of something meaningful. One evening, Adam walked into the backyard. The hole where the tree once stood was now filled and level. Grass seeds had been planted. The yard looked empty, but Adam did not feel loss. He felt gratitude. He looked at the spot where the tree stood and thought about how it protected the box for so many years. The tree had done its job. Now it was Adam's turn. Inside the house, the wooden box rested in a safe place. It was no longer hidden by soil and roots. It was part of the present. Adam understood that some discoveries do not shock because they are frightening. They shock because they reveal responsibility. The quiet house held a powerful story, and Adam was ready to carry it forward. The days that followed were busy for Adam. The wooden box had changed his quiet routine. Each morning, he woke with a clear purpose. He organized the papers carefully and made clean copies. He kept the originals safe inside the house. He treated every page with respect, as if Omar were watching. People from the town began to visit. They came slowly at first, 1 or 2 at a time. Some were curious. Others came with hope. Adam welcomed them politely. He did not speak loudly or make promises. He only shared what the papers showed. One afternoon, Mira from the town office visited the house. She had spent days reviewing old records after her first meeting with Adam. She told him that the documents from the box filled many gaps. Several land cases from the past suddenly made sense. Mira said the truth had been buried under confusion for years. She believed the documents could help correct old mistakes. Adam listened carefully. He felt both proud and nervous. He knew that truth could bring change, and change was not always easy. That evening, Adam met with a group of elders at the community hall. The building was simple, with wooden chairs and soft lights. Yusuf was there, along with others who remembered stories passed down from their parents. Adam placed copies of the documents on the table. He explained how the box was found and what the letters said. He spoke calmly and clearly. He did not add his own opinions. He let the truth speak for itself. The elders read silently. Some nodded. Others closed their eyes, remembering. One elder said he always believed something was missing from the past. Another said Omar's name was spoken with respect in his family. After a long discussion, the elders agreed that the documents should be shared with care. They decided to work with the town office to review unresolved matters. They thanked Adam for his honesty and patience. As Adam walked home that night, the town felt different. The streets were the same, but the air felt lighter. He realized that hidden truths, once revealed, could heal old wounds. At home, Adam sat near the window and looked at the backyard. The tree was gone, but new grass was growing. The space felt open. He thought about how something old had made room for something new. A few days later, Ben and Leo returned to finish the yard work. They leveled the ground and checked the pipes. Rafi came later to inspect everything. Adam thanked them again for their care. Leo asked about the box. Adam shared a simple version of the story. Leo smiled and said it was good that the truth was found by someone kind. Rafi nodded and said some places hold memories, waiting for the right moment. As the workers left, Adam felt grateful. He realized that many people played a part in uncovering the truth. It was not just his story. Weeks passed. The town office officially reopened old records using the documents from the box. Families received answers they had waited for many years. Some felt relief. Some felt peace. No one felt anger. The truth came gently, guided by time. Adam stayed quiet through it all. He did not seek attention. He continued his simple life, working from home and caring for the house. Yet inside, he felt stronger. He understood now that quiet people could still make a difference. One morning, Adam found a letter at his door. It was from a family who had benefited from the documents. They thanked him for protecting the truth. Adam read the letter twice. He placed it inside the wooden box, next to Omar's letters. Adam decided to keep the box as it was. He did not want to change it or hide it again. He cleaned it gently and placed it in a small room. It became a reminder of responsibility and trust. Sometimes, Adam imagined Omar planting the tree. He imagined him standing in the yard, hoping the future would be fair. Adam felt honored to be that future. The house felt complete now. Not perfect, but honest. The walls held more than silence. They held meaning. Adam learned that peace does not always come from avoiding the past. Sometimes it comes from facing it with care. The backyard no longer had a tall tree, but it held something stronger. It held truth. Time moved forward quietly, just as it always had in the small town. Seasons changed, and the house remained steady. Adam's life slowly returned to a calm rhythm, but it was no longer empty. It was full in a different way. The work started by the documents continued. The town office completed reviews with patience and care. Old records were corrected. Clear ownership was confirmed for families who had lived with doubt for many years. There were no loud celebrations, only quiet relief. People felt lighter, as if a long burden had been lifted. Adam never spoke in public meetings. He stayed in the background. When people thanked him, he nodded politely and said the truth belonged to everyone. Inside his heart, he believed the thanks belonged to Omar. One afternoon, Mira visited Adam again. She brought official copies of updated records. She said the town planned to keep the story safe in its archives. She asked Adam what he wanted to do with the wooden box. Adam thought carefully before answering. He said the box should stay in the house. He believed it belonged there. Mira respected his decision and thanked him for his honesty. After she left, Adam carried the box into the small room near the back of the house. He placed it on a sturdy table near the window. Sunlight touched the wood, making it look warmer than before. Adam opened the lid and looked inside once more. He saw the letters, the journal, the photographs, and the small book. He remembered the moment they were uncovered, buried under roots and soil. He closed the box gently. He did not feel curiosity anymore. He felt peace. That evening, Adam walked into the backyard. The grass had grown well. Children from a nearby house sometimes played near the fence. Laughter replaced the sound of falling branches. Adam smiled softly. He remembered how the tree once stood tall and silent. He no longer felt sadness about its removal. He understood now that nothing truly disappears. It only changes its form. Weeks later, Yusuf visited again. He looked healthier and lighter. He told Adam that his family land was finally secure. He thanked Adam with tears in his eyes. Adam placed a hand on Yusuf's shoulder and said the truth was patient. It waited for the right time. Yusuf said Omar would be proud. Those words stayed with Adam long after Yusuf left. One night, Adam sat alone in the living room, listening to the quiet sounds of the house. He felt a deep connection to the walls, the floor, and the land beneath. He realized that the house did not just shelter him. It trusted him. Adam wrote a short note and placed it inside the box. In it, he wrote that the truth was found and protected. He wrote that the town remembered. He wrote that the future was safer now. He did not sign his name. He believed the message mattered more than the writer. As months passed, the story slowly became part of local memory. People spoke of the tree and the box with respect. Children heard the story as a lesson about patience and honesty. No one exaggerated it. No one changed it. The truth stayed simple. Adam continued his quiet life. He worked, cooked simple meals, and cared for the house. Sometimes, he sat in the backyard and watched the sky. He felt content. One morning, Adam planted a small new tree near the place where the old one stood. It was not large or strong yet, but it had potential. He watered it carefully and covered the soil. He did not plant it to hide anything. He planted it as a symbol. The tree began to grow slowly. Adam watched it with care, knowing growth takes time. Years later, when people asked Adam why he stayed in the house for so long, he smiled and said it was home. He never mentioned the box unless asked. He believed some stories did not need to be told often. They needed to be remembered correctly. The house remained peaceful. The yard remained open. The wooden box remained safe. What was once buried and forgotten had shaped the present without force or fear. It did not shock because it was dark. It shocked because it revealed how much one honest person could protect. Adam understood one final truth. Sometimes, the ground hides more than objects. It hides trust. And when that trust is honored, it rewards everyone. The discovery beneath the tree did not end with the box being opened. It ended with the future becoming clearer. And so, the house stood quietly once more, holding a story that was no longer hidden, but deeply respected.